Yeah, I'm your Black Lex today, baby. Now you ain't never gotta like me, that shit is overrated. You need a hero to love, I'll be the villain that you hated. When it's all said and done, you gon' love me. Me kissing babies, fucking ladies thinking of me. Cause I'm the villain, the bad guy, the one that's supposed to lose. But I'm American, baby, so the rules all skewed for me. Steal your identity, fuck up your credit for free. Police know it's stolen, but they still make you pay the fee. And you don't respect me, for real? I'm the one that's showing you what the real world is. All these backroom deals for your kids' future. My financial aid hustle keep your kids mooching. And why you motherfuckers still stupid? The Statue of Liberty married the country, divorced and now the bitch still moving. With half of the money, alimony, child support. You know what's up when I be winning in the court, cause I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H&I-C, everybody wants to be. Damn right, I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H&I-C, everybody wants to be. They try to tell me thou shalt not steal. In the same church they tell me Jesus white, is they for real? They try to say the land of the free, minus the slavery, plus the fact that you pay for land these folks stole for free. And you wanna be Superman. Did you forget that Lex Luthor became the president? You lacking common sense, that's why the villain lives. That's why the villain's right. They turn on Superman, man, they turn on Jesus Christ. Even the devil got teams like Arizona State, Duke, the state of Jersey. That man say you're sold and he can't get a jersey. Y'all go to church on Sunday and you claim you're worthy. That's why I got my credit and I'm charging 10%. You finish paying me and you gon' pay me triple, bitch. So why'd I be a hero when a villain gets paid? And women like paid, so the villain gets laid. So I'ma be the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H&I-C, everybody wants to be. Damn right, I'm the villain, the bad guy, the numero uno, the one that y'all hate to see. Cause I'm the big dog, the head honcho, H&I-C, everybody wants to be. What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. Subscribe or die trying. I'm gonna do this live because I saw a few things that bothered me, and this is, I guess, my culmination of what I saw that bothered me. So there was a young lady in New York who took her life at Niagara Falls. 33 years old, black woman. She had a baby. She had 2 kids, and she went over the rail with the kids and jumped. Lo and behold, from what I gathered, from what I understand, hopefully I'm not messing it up, she wanted to get back with her ex and regretted it. But ironically, she pushed to break up with the ex, right? So because he wouldn't take her back, all of a sudden, she got to take the kids and, jump in Niagara Falls, right? So, and they ain't found the bodies yet, I don't think, at least not to my knowledge of now. And I saw Boyce Watkins' channel, or one of his channels, and they were talking about it. And I didn't watch the whole thing because it rubbed me the wrong way how they were trying to make this lady a sympathetic figure and just skipping over the fact that if she wanted to do that to herself, that's one thing. But to jump over there with her kids, that's another. And of course, you go into the week of Michelle Obama, lambasting people for, booing Kamala Harris, or is it Kamala? I forget. And Also, a bunch of excuses that I've seen made for a long time on social media. Now, I'm not really, I haven't talked about relationships a lot, and some people might think because I got married, but really, it's annoying the relationship dynamic because I'm annoyed with the quote unquote matriarchy, or Edward Anderson would call it the gynocracy, you know. And the issue is this, like Sister Shahrazad Ali talked about, the black woman hasn't been examined in America. And oh, the other thing was I was listening. Fantastic was doing it was like a debate. I forgot the young lady's name. I just forgot the channel just that fast. But they were talking about black boys kind of versus black girls or whatever. And I'm sitting there in my mind. I'm like, at the end of the day, for some odd reason, we're brainwashed in Black America to not just say what the reality is. At this juncture, the Black matriarchy failed Black America. And I'm not gonna say, and what I mean is because it's got out of control. It had so much power and so much quote unquote influence. We were cool as Black America with letting the mothers handle stuff. And part of the issue is we gave a lot of mothers control in Black America who shouldn't have been in control. And it's not just that they shouldn't have been in control, it's that we gave them control on a fantasy, on a straw man of a man, which means some of y'all have parents, you got parents, you got grandparents. If you're fortunate, you got great grandparents. And what a lot of y'all did was y'all ran with these stories of what black men did back in Jim Crow. And and because of black men in Jim Crow that you probably didn't know, and you probably don't actually have a real story about, everybody decided it was better off that these mothers should be with these kids, and these mothers are the best thing to happen to these kids' lives. And what happened was the black community has gotten progressively worse the more control we've given the black matriarch. Progressively worse. Like the first thing I have to say is when you had the men, quote unquote, in charge, right? Let's just do Jim Crow thing. Men were working jobs. They were working whatever job they were, and they had to bring home the bacon. They had to be the provider, rather. I'm gonna get to that anime. The men had to be the provider. Those men made sure that the rest of the family was provided for. See, now we're talking about a parenting situation and a matriarchal situation where a lot of times it looks, it's played out that when it was a matriarch, when it's women in charge, they just look after the girls, or so they say, right? That's their main priority, not the kids, the girls, not the black community, the black girls. So just like anime was talking about just now, Gen Z get blamed for stuff of previous generations. Here's the irony of this stuff. And the reason I say examining the crumbling matriarchy is because when you blaming all these Jim Crow guys, it was people who said they grew up in abusive households with it. My grandmother got beat, granddad was a drunk, or somebody was hooked on drugs, or somebody lost their mind after the war. And now, a lot of people can't say that. They really can't say that. On one end you got the situation, excuse me. on one, hold on. Okay. On one end, you got the situation being that a lot of mothers took over via the family courts and the mother side of the family of raising the kids, right? Because they was riding the wave of that black male villain thing. So a lot of we don't have a lot of children who are adults now and children going to adulthood who grew up with all of these quote unquote dysfunctional men. Sorry, y'all don't have a lot of y'all don't have these fathers that are drunks and fathers that are drug addicts and fathers that that beat your mama. That is not the vast majority of Black America's experience. Give me 1 second. 1 second. I got to take a call. I'm here. I'm gonna mute myself. Yeah. I'm sorry about that. So I'm getting my Charleston White on. Yeah. So you don't have these stories, oh my dad used to beat all my siblings. When people like to play these games that these kids was touched, these are not father issues. You get what I'm saying? A lot of y'all, we've entered an age where a lot of men and women who were raised by their mothers, it wasn't because your father was a deadbeat. It was just because your mama and your father didn't work out. That was it. That was really the gist of it. Your mother and your father didn't work out, so your mother and your mother's family took primary control of raising you. And the reason why I get into this is because part of the matriarchy is basically a narrative, right? Everybody got a Joe Jackson, and that, even with that, nothing was wrong with Joe Jackson. And I'm glad you said it that way, because I can expound on that. People look at Joe Jackson as an abusive dad, who people, Michael Jackson's dad was abusive, and it's weird is because okay. It's weird because people forget that was Joe Jackson who was driving them around to all the gigs. It was Joe Jackson putting stuff, putting them in all these shows. It was Joe Jackson taking them all over, the Midwest and all the way to California. They forget that part. All they think about, Joe Jackson was beating kids. It's like, no, you forget about all the rest of the stuff. And some of y'all know, some of y'all who got kids, your kids got out of line, you done disciplined them too. So are you a abusive parent? No. And the reason, I'm glad you put that in there is because when a mother disciplines her child or children, it's not looked at as abuse. And even when a mother abuses their child, or children, it's not looked at as abuse. So the funny part about this is, at this point, people don't have the narrative that people used to be able to have, with this narrative of the evil black man of the family who, I don't know, walked in the house like a WWE. If y'all don't know wrestling, WWF back in the day, a heel, the bad guy. Your dad walked in the house of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Did you do your homework? What? Where's your mother? What? I'm gonna give your mama a stunner in the kitchen for not making me a sandwich. Dun, 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 dun. Daddy's coming home. No, he's the daddy rattlesnake. Daddy 316 means I just beat your mama's ass. Like, it's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's just not that. I'm sorry. Let's just, let's just say, a lot, and I'm gonna use what you say, scientists. Here's the interesting thing, and I'm not saying, using that question in that frame of reference. The reason why I'm having this conversation also is because when you change the gender when you change the gender, you change what is and what isn't. And this is what I mean. If a daddy drinks every night, he's an alcoholic. If a mama drinks every night, she's just winding down. You get what I'm saying? If your dad whipped you, he's abusive. If your mom whipped you, yeah, she was just trying to get us in line. And this is why, what I'm saying, like it's a crumbling matriarchy. It's a crumbling matriarchy because people are starting to come to their senses. And sometimes people aren't coming to their senses, and you can watch the effects of it. And this is what I mean by the effects of it. I used to tell my wife, I was like, look, you can tell mothers got too much control in these black boys' lives because black boys' hair is out of control. And she's like, what are you talking about? And then it took her a couple of years to see what I was saying. She's like, I get it now. All these boys are concerned about their hair and their clothes. And I was like, you see, it gets to a place where people are going, oh, you acting like girls. Your mindset is like girls. And part of what I was talking about, like even with Barack Obama trying to be slick and Michelle Obama and even, the political aspect of, get your booty to the pole back in the day, all the way up to now. What you have is a lot of black women who are accustomed to the black matriarchy, who have this assumption that, what a woman says goes. Thus, part of the problem with people disliking the quote unquote black manosphere, because, it's questioning women and how dare you don't question God and you don't question black women. It's like, oh, okay. But then when you're seeing everything that's going on, you're looking like, this is not good. This is not good, because we're at a point where, as I was talking about the boys being overly consumed with beauty, the boys aren't quote unquote as ahead in school as they should be. You get what I'm saying? And now the girls aren't as smart as they should be. And the reason I'm saying it is because you can make a case that us as black people, as black America, the more single mothers and single mothers' families have been at the helms of raising the children, the dumber black America has gotten. The lack of a fatherly influence has dumbed down us as a total community, because now you're seeing the ramifications of, you know what I'm saying? That's why we have issues. Because as a grown man, I see it. When I see men in their 20s and 30s and 40s and women in their 20s and 30s and 40s just catching on to just regular old common sense and integrity. You get what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I'm too old to give you a pat on the back because you wanted to go through life the hard way on purpose to have a struggle. And this is what I mean by, examining the crumbling matriarchy. A lot of y'all are really, too many of us have been programmed like women. So we actually create a struggle for ourselves to act like we went through something to get some type of reverence. And I see it way too much now. If I went outside and I fell out on my bike and I scraped my knee as a child and and I got up and I played the rest of the day, that's what I did. I didn't, because I was playing. I didn't go outside and figure out a way to fall on purpose and scrape my knee on purpose and then run to the world. I've been through so much. The trauma of the concrete. I could never get over the feeling of my knee scraping on the ground. And this is why I'm saying what I'm saying in this way. Because I see Black American society talking like women, men and women. All of this over pontificating,
All of this overly emotional, everybody has a struggle and everybody has trauma and everybody needs healing and everybody has something toxic going on. But then when I listen and everybody has anxiety, no, man, you just soft. Because mentally you're a girl. And then and now you're seeing black society have this girlish mentality, and people are like, I can't blame this on the men. I can't, and people are still trying to, but it's the men, it's the men, it's the men. It's like, no, because it was different from before. Was you had a narrative you could spin that everybody ran with. Now there's too many people in everyday life who go, oh, this is not a situation where these kids don't have a father. These are situations where these mothers don't want these kids to be around their father. So that's a completely different thing. So now the society we're seeing is at the control of the quote unquote matriarchy or the quote unquote gynocracy. That's what's going on. You know, so now you're seeing these people who have this magical feeling. See, when people had men, the fathers around, fathers in the house, and fathers around, and fathers' families around. Let me tell you what else was prevalent in our community. The kids would grow up to become adults and stand on their own. What you're seeing now is a huge rise in a bunch of adults who can't stand on their own 2 feet. And I know people go, yo, man, what about inflation? I guarantee inflation plays into that. But here's the problem. Bro, people was broken when I was born in 79. People was broke in the 80s. People was broke in the 90s. People was broke in the 2000s. People was broke in the 2001. Like everybody, what? Like let's get it. Let's stop. Let's rewind this tape for a second and go. Wait a minute. Yes, was it cheaper to live in the 80s, 90s, 2000s? Absolutely. But also people were making less money in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. So just say the money you making now that you struggling up, that's basically the equivalent to what people was doing in the 80s. I know people don't want to hear that, but that's what it is. You know? So the reason why I had to get into that part of it is because we have to get into the magical aspect of Black America now. That's why you hear all these men and women talking magically, because they're not prepared for adult life. If I change my hairstyle, if I change my fashion, I'll feel a little different. If I walk with a swagger, if I talk with such confidence, if I enunciate my words and make them roll off of my tongue like an eloquent speaker, it feels so empowering. No, it's just talking. Because men will tell you, bro, talking don't get much done. It don't. You know? It's it. Guess what? I'm a Gen Xer. And if you had to move back with your parents as a Gen Xer, you better got divorced, because you're gonna be looked at as a failure as a Gen Xer. I'm gonna just be honest with you. Us as Gen Xers, we don't really have as much sympathy as other generations. We don't have sympathy like boomers. We don't have sympathy like millennials. We don't have sympathy like Gen Z. We don't. You know why? Because we saw the whole story. These people are full of it. And even my generation makes it worse, because because we were part of the beginning. We were the latchkey kids. We were the beginning of all of this modern day matriarchy, all this modern day gynocracy. We were the beginning of it. So for us, either you were super brainwashed or you wasn't brainwashed at all. See, a lot of us, all the little things that I can talk to y'all about now as an adult, even by how the family court system work and the games, mothers and baby mamas play and their families play. They started that with us. You know what I'm saying? When caller ID came out, we figured out our father and our father's family was calling on a regular basis. That's how we figured it out, because we were told a story. You get what I'm saying? We were the first generation to figure out that, mom was getting child support and wasn't spending it on us. We went through all of this stuff from then to now. So when we're looking at our community and matriarchy as a whole, we can look at the situation of the family structure and everybody else's family, and who had supportive family and who didn't, and what made them supportive and what made them unsupportive. We saw that. You get what I'm saying? So we saw how the matriarchy kept crumbling, because they kept dropping the ball over and over and over and over again. And I'm not about to. And what I'm gonna say is this. Like I said, I'm from a generation where my grandparents actually did the raising, not my parents. So when I said earlier how people have this Jim Crow idea of black men that they use as a story now, we recognize watching. We know the black matriarchy. I know how my grandmother, my great grandmother was. And I can tell you when they was a piece of work and when they figured it out. You get what I'm saying? Because it wasn't just like those older women just were angels. But what happened was they were wiser women. You get what I'm saying? They were wiser women. They were more realistic. So over the years, because they were wiser women, people were trying to look at the mothers, let's just say the boomers to now. The boomers to now is like they got an overinflated importance in Black America when they shouldn't, because they weren't the ones teaching and raising like that. And you can see that by how our society works. You can see just how our society works, because I remember my grandparents you need to. It wasn't just about going to school and having an education. You had to learn to be smart. See, now, it was idiotic to be stupid in Black America. You couldn't just be in Black America and be stupid. That wasn't looked at well. You get what I'm saying? Because we had grandparents who, couldn't read sometimes. They had to learn later in life. I'm not saying they couldn't read when I was a child, but what I mean is, they had to drop out of school early. The boys had to drop out of school early to help the family. So some people weren't educated, but most people weren't educated, and some people were. Grandmothers the same way. She didn't have to drop out of school early, but they had to do more to be acclimated to an adult life and not a child's life. That's BS. Everything can't be blamed on Jewish people. That's just something that people are saying now. I don't know why. It's just, to me, it's just retarded. It basically blaming Jewish people for everything is really, honestly, white people's way of not taking accountability for white people. That's all that is. It was them. It was those white people, but they're not white, but they are white. But I ain't got time for all that. But, now we're at a point where people are looking at the results. You had all of these people, historical research show. Oh, okay. First of all, let me back this up. This is about examining the crumbling matriarchy, not your idea of civil rights movement. So stick to the topic. If you can't, go on somewhere. Now, the other thing, we got to a point where it became a thing. It became a thing, like the single mother playbook got passed down from generation to generation to generation. It's all good. It got passed down from generation to generation. So you saw single mothers doing the same hustle over and over again, from the Section 8 hustle to the baby mama game hustle, to the court hustle, to the child support hustle, to the going to school using your kids as a thing hustle, to the tax break hustle. That this how we gonna do things got passed down from generation to generation. So because it got passed down from generation to generation, now you're seeing people on the back end of these situations looking like that's y'all problem. Y'all did all of this. Kind of like the Ayanna Van Zant thing, when she first started that show, Fix My Life, she was on black men, 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 black men. Gotta be a black man, black man. And something switched. And what I think it was, I could be wrong, was there was a point in that show where the women were saying things that she couldn't overlook that were done by mothers. And then she started, she just twisted the key a little bit, and then it started opening up. Mama did this, mama did that. It was mama this, it was mama that, it was mama this, it was mama that. And then when the show started taking that direction, because it looked more organic than it was staged, the way it went from men to women, women started getting upset because it started putting stuff on blast. And let me get to some aspects. Let's just go with some of the effects of the crumbling matriarchy that I see. The reason why you see so many fat kids and fat adults is because of what in the black community. Think about it. This isn't even from cooking at this point, because black women used to be known for cooking. I'm not even sure if half of black women in America can cook well now, but I know y'all eat out a lot, and I know your kids are fat, and I know you eat a lot of snacks. You feed your kids a lot of snacks. I know a lot of y'all are overweight, so your kids are overweight. Thank you. So that's the first thing. We're fatter as a group. It's just more overweight guys. I ain't seen guys this bad built at this clip in my life. The women got so bad, they getting BBLs to look like they lost weight. Well, not BBLs. They getting liposuction to look like they lost weight. The laziness of it, right? So people have to examine that, like, yo, why are these kids so fat? Why are these men and women so fat? Why is everybody so overly indulgent in food and eating like this? Where is this coming from? Because I'll say this: there was a time where us as Black America, we didn't eat like that. Hate to break the news to y'all, we couldn't afford to be eating like that. But now y'all just eating all day, eating all night. Your kids up, eating all night, eating all day. So now people are looking at Black America like, man, one of the reasons we're unhealthy is because of obesity, type 2 diabetes, right? All these health issues come from overeating. Where did you get this habit from? Your mama, your grandmama and them. Because they just single women eating all the damn time. You get what I'm saying? So now, that's why, in my opinion, now you see it more, that you see women trying to work out in the last, I say 5 years. You see more and more Black women working out, but you don't see their kids working out like that. You get what I'm saying? So now you see a lot of empty nesters trying to work out and be on Instagram and get their body back. And you're like, but you in shape, but your kid's a mess. How did that happen? Because she was a mess. So that's one thing. Our health has come into play because of, women being at the helm. When I talked about the education, we got dumber and we got dumber and we got dumber. What I'm about to say is gonna suck. and I can't get around this. we have to examine the intelligence of our community because because a lot of mothers and grandmothers aren't smart. If you get your mother, the mothers, the grandmothers of today, and you put them in a room and then you have a conversation with them, they're not smart. I hate to break the news to y'all, but they not. You know, they know how to scam, they know how to lie, they know how to talk trash, but are they smart as people? No. So then they were taught how to manipulate, how to get by. So this is why you see a lot of people in our society now who are dumb as a box of rocks, but they know how to manipulate. So then it becomes a question of, where did all this manipulation come from? And it's easy to answer that. Because you have grown men and grown women in our society and kids in our society thinking that somebody else is going to do the hard work and they could just come in and finesse all of the resources from that person who did all of the hard work, and getting up and at this particular point are upset because they're really winding up broke because nobody's falling for that hustle. Thus, let me get back to this aspect of it. Why do you think you see these conversations about 50-50 and 100? It's because what happened to, being strong and independent and educated, and working and good with money and being able to travel and go on vacation I could do for myself and all that. What happened to all of that? The reality was, what was really going on was men didn't say that the reason why all of these women were being able to afford their lifestyles that they portrayed was because they were leeching off of men. The women who got divorced were leeching off of men. You know what I'm saying? The women who had kids were leeching off of men by just using the child support for themselves. The women who went out, who were young, and started dating, all of their, the vast majority of their come ups was because guys took them on dates and guys put money in their pocket and guys bought them gifts. That's how women got ahead. So what happened was, being arrogant and ungrateful, at a certain point, people stopped helping you. So now we're looking at a society where, the men and the women, people are like, hey man, nobody's going to help you. You're on your own. And now you're seeing people don't know what to do. That's why you're seeing older women trying to, lean on their family. And sometimes you're seeing older women get leaned on by their whole family because the family that they raised, they didn't raise them properly. So now they got to live off of you. This is why we're at where we're at in society. The reason why our family isn't as connected is because of the matriarchy, because they want to have mama side and daddy side. Back in the day, that wasn't really allowed like that. Both sides. If mom and dad didn't get along, that meant that that was their issue, basically. Because the grandmothers and grandfathers and uncles and aunts on both sides, like, y'all two ain't got to get along, but we gonna take this boy, this girl. They coming over here, they coming over there. They doing this, they doing that. So now a lot of y'all don't really have, a lot of y'all really don't have family like that, an extended family like that, because for one, you might have been raised by your mother and your grandmother and your aunts and uncles on your mama's side, but the vast majority of y'all who were raised in a single mother household, y'all don't really like y'all mama's side of the family like that. And I've seen this happen far too often, where a kid could grow up predominantly with their mother and their mother's side, and then as they grow up, they become a scumbag like their mother and their mother's side of the family, and then have this complex, but I'm a good person, but I'm good though. They crazy, but you doing the same stuff they doing. You know what I'm saying? But but they crazy, but I'm not. And it's like, no, you definitely out of pocket too. You know, so now it becomes an issue. Now, boneless bound. So now it becomes an issue. See, a lot of y'all don't realize we got to look at the matriarchy, because it's like, yo, what did y'all teach these people? And this is where we're coming. When I say people aren't as smart as they used to be, we aren't as skilled as we used to be, because the mother side of these families, these matriarchs, don't teach any skills. They really don't. When you got grown women telling me as a grown man, I put air in your tire. I changed something I fixed something on your car. Guys can't change your tire no more. That's simple stuff. It's simple stuff. Like you can't make a home repair. That's simple stuff. Some of you can't even put together IKEA furniture. It's simple stuff. You get what I'm saying? Like, now we're in like, everybody wanted to play this. I'm corporate and I got an education. Because I got an education, I can sit in front of a computer and dress like Ellen DeGeneres and be a boss. And you got the guys walking around here thinking the same thing. Oh, I walk into the office and I do this. And it's like, bro, you useless without a computer and a telephone. So now when we look at Black America, people want to play this game like, we have entrepreneurs. No, we don't. We're all the skilled people and the people who do this, that, and the third in Black America. And you're trying to figure it out. Like, why isn't the community together like it used to be? Well, a lot of people were raised by scammers. And what you don't realize is scammers and hard workers don't mix. They don't get along. So now you're seeing the society breaking and falling apart, because it's a majority of a scammer mentality now. And now people are going, oh, damn. Who gonna help the Black community? And the people who've been working hard all their life, like, I ain't helping you fools. I'm not helping you fools. There's no way. There is no way I'm gonna help you. How come you didn't how come you didn't learn all of this stuff with the family that you love? And this is what I mean by, people use love as a weapon. See, the mothers, the matriarchs, and other family use love to manipulate y'all, love to abuse y'all, love to sabotage y'all, love to keep you from chasing your dreams, love to make you crash out for the family because they were too lazy to put in work for themselves. And a lot of y'all were just suckers for love. And guess what happened to our society? Now you got a lot of Black people who are suckers for love. See, a lot of y'all don't want to hear. Well, I'm not gonna say a lot of y'all don't want to hear, but a lot of y'all don't put two and two together, that even you people who have this, I'm in toxic relationships. The reason why you like toxic relationships so much is because the relationship with your mama and your mama family toxic. That's the idea of love. You don't gravitate. You don't gravitate to scumbags. You grew up with scumbags. You're a scumbag too. That's what you're attracted to. That's your normal. Scumbags are your normal. And the problem is, we're just starting to look at mothers as scumbags. That's a problem. Because now you're seeing people kind of waking up to the idea that, wait a minute. That wasn't, I wasn't, I wasn't lied to. Because what you start to hear more and more is adults make the statements like, man, my dad told me this back in the day. Oh, my dad said this, and my dad did this, and my dad did that. They'll say it, and if you pay attention, they'll say it in passing, like all the grown up stuff that you should have done and you wanted to do, and the discipline that you needed. Your dad was giving you discipline, but you ran to your mom because it was comfortable. See, and this is what I mean by examining the matriarchy. There are a lot of kids who became adults who you participated in your own destruction. You didn't want discipline. You knew your mama wasn't a disciplinarian, so you ran to your mama. You knew your mama didn't care about your education like that, so you ran to your mama. You knew your mama didn't care about you eating and being healthy, so you ran to your mama. You knew you know what I'm saying. You knew your mama was gonna let you just run around and party and act like life wasn't gonna happen, so you ran to your mama. So a lot of adults now, the truth be told, they can't spin the story of the narratives that people in the past did. Oh, I didn't have a father in my life, blah 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 blah, because y'all not them kids. A lot of y'all is mama, he was gonna make me cut the grass, mama. I'm never going back, mama. Mama, don't let me go. Mama, he was making me clean my room, mama. I don't want to do it. Mama, he made me iron my clothes, mama. I hate that. Mama, he made me study, mama. I don't want to study. He evil, mama. Mama, he made me go to the gym. I don't want to go to the gym. That's what a lot of y'all are. That's what a lot of y'all are. That's the kids that a lot of y'all are who became adults. This is where we're at right now. So, and let me pivot to this. One of the other stories that we don't talk about enough is, if you notice, there are more black girls missing and kidnapped and caught up in sex trafficking than ever. And people don't want to put two and two together. How is this happening with all of these women around? Think about that. See, and I'm going to say this just as a man in general, as a black man in general, because this also doesn't have to do any... Black women in particular, whether they're mothers or not, they're very aloof. And what I mean is, I remember I had an ex, real cool person. She went back to New Orleans or whatever, and we was talking one night. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go take a walk. And I was like, what? You gonna do what? I'm gonna go take a walk. I was like, yo, it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock. What do you mean you gonna go take a walk? And now she ain't the only person I know like this. Not only black women I know like this. So black women have this thing where they want to go places and do things at times, whereas a black man, it's like, what is wrong with you? Like, you trying to get shot? You trying to get kidnapped? Like, so in essence, when they wind up having kids, they put their kids in these situations. That's why you see so many kids, no introspection, no sense of danger, no awareness, So now it's like, so now they're raising the kids like this. And now these kids have no self-awareness and no sense of danger. So now you got these girls hopping in the Ubers. And y'all parents letting y'all just, oh, I'm gonna go get an Uber. You got a car, but you gonna let your daughter hop in an Uber at night. You get what I'm saying? You crazy. You out of your doggone mind. Your kid up all night. So your kid, it's a regular thing for your kid to get up and just walk outside at 12 and 10, 11, 12 at night. I just want to go to the corner store. No, that is not something black men be like, no, you not. Ain't nobody finna snatch you up. And it's to the point where these kids play this game. Ain't nothing gonna happen. I do this all the time. What do you mean you do this all the time? Are you trying to die? Why you act like something gonna happen? Because that's how something happened. What are you talking about? And this is what I mean by the lack of the sense of danger, because I've seen it more and more. This idea that y'all, even my son like this, because his mama made him, he's a night owl now. I'm like, and the reason why it doesn't make sense to me is because they don't do stuff in the daytime. There are so many black there's so many black women and black people. This is the idea about y'all walking around with bonnets on and pajamas on and looking like you lounging 24/7 in the daytime. Well, if you looking like that at 10 in the morning, at 2 in the afternoon, at 4, at 5 in the afternoon, when the hell you getting dressed? I'm gonna tell you when you getting dressed. 9, 10 at night. You getting dressed 9, 10 at night to go out. So you look like you ain't doing nothing with your life all day long. But then at nighttime, I gotta go to the store. Oh, I gotta go to the, a lot of y'all just not, and some of y'all want to sweat at y'all hood. I don't understand a lot of you ignorant fools nowadays. I gotta get gas at 10:30 at night. What? What you mean you gotta get gas at no, but that is not the time to get, like, a lot of y'all do stuff that a person like me who was actually raised in the hood, we would never do. Sorry. I'm not going to the ATM at 10 o'clock at night. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to get gas at 11 o'clock at night. Sorry. But when you go out if I go out to the club, I would have gassed up early in the day because I don't want to be caught out in a situation where I need gas. I'm sorry. This is what a lot of y'all play this. See, a lot of y'all, and I got to get into this, a lot of y'all got drug habits from y'all parents, from y'all mamas and them. Because we talked about earlier, a lot of y'all been living the trap life because there's too many single mothers out here who are weed heads, pill poppers, and alcoholics. Too many. And a lot of y'all who are the kids of women who liked quote unquote thugs, y'all don't realize, because it doesn't dawn on y'all, that your mama was probably, having sex for free dope. So one of the reasons why she liked street dudes is because she was sleeping with them for free dope because she was a drug addict. You get what I'm saying? A lot of y'all don't, it doesn't register to y'all. It just doesn't register. And I'm like, dang, right. So now we're walking around and we're seeing it. We're seeing this like, we need to look at these mamas because here's the rub. Think about this. When you hear black women now saying, the nightclub scene is dead. You get what I'm saying? So ladies are used to being out at night. BGS, man. Oh my good, thank you. And all praises to BGS. I said it like he a pastor, but he the man. He top notch the man. If y'all ever if I find out you got an issue with BGS at some point, I'm gonna get at you. I'm gonna just let you know that. But now we're at this point in our society. We're at that point in our society where people have got to put 2 and 2 together because they're looking at the kids. And the reason why I said these kids was raised by their mamas, and these kids getting kidnapped because their mamas have no sense of danger. So these kids have no sense of danger. So then, what a lot of y'all don't realize is some of y'all who were raised by these people, y'all had kids, and now y'all don't really care. Y'all put y'all kids in compromising situations because that's how you was raised. And it doesn't dawn on you. Because what happens in Black America a lot of times that we don't want to talk about, that we don't talk about enough, is we have a dysfunctional side of the family and we have a functional side of the family. That's on both sides. You know what I'm saying? That's on the mother and the father side. And what a lot of y'all don't realize is if you rarely have been around the functional side of your family, it's on purpose. And that's why a lot of you kids, a lot of you adults have this rebellious mentality where can't nobody tell you nothing. Look, I can't do that. So now we're at that point where a lot of y'all don't realize you're dysfunctional because you were raised dysfunctional. Now, I grew up in the hood. Like I seen some stuff. I've been in some stuff. But I didn't push the envelope. I didn't push the envelope because I knew for a fact, like, you know, when you raised, you know, when you raised around dysfunction, you don't really gravitate to it like that. A lot of people play this game where they gravitate to it. Most people who really raised in a dysfunctional environment, they don't like it. And this is the other thing about it. A lot of y'all don't realize a lot of your hood family now, the reason why you got dysfunctional family now, and they seem so cool. I hate to break the news to y'all, but that dysfunctional side of your family, they actually came from a good situation. Them Negroes just wanted to be hood at all costs, and now they broke. And all they got left out of life is being hood. This is why I say, like, a lot, like, we look at a lot of people nowadays in Black America. If you're from a certain age group, we look at a lot of people like T.I.'s son King that keep getting in trouble. Like, bruh, you just ran to the shenanigans because that's what you wanted. You ain't built for that, but you gonna make your life that. So when I say we examining the crumbling matriarchy, people are starting to look at it like, oh, you know, oh, this is, we never had to be in these situations. You wanted to live this life and you drug me along with you. Because see, back in the day, you know, truth be told, when people was crackheads, they didn't have their kids. I'm going to be honest with you. Crackheads didn't have their kids. Somebody else raised them. When people was in the street, most of them street people didn't have their kids. Most of you people who was around somebody that was around the hood, yeah, that was a step parent. That wasn't your real parent, because one of your parents would have never allowed you to be around all them shenanigans. You know. So now we have this issue where, like I said, the education part messed up. We don't have as many skills as we used to. We're overweight. And when I talked about this pontificating, you're seeing, what I'm seeing now is people are losing the emotionalism. Because now what I see in Black America is people are tired of being talked to. You can't finesse me with emotions. You know, you can't finesse me. Oh, if I say it like this and I put a little extra emphasis on this, and you see it on YouTube. That's why you see the guys that we call like the grifters. They have a certain speech pattern. The women have a certain speech pattern. You know, the guys, oh, you got to do this. You got to do it for Black America. Even when I see it in hip hop, even when I see it in the hip hop community, I can tell y'all, oh, he bitch made. All of them bitch made. You know how I can tell? Because the minute I start hearing these, you got to do it for the culture. The culture. The minute you start hearing Black people say a word over and over and over again, the reason why they keep saying that is because they feel like you brainwashed too. Oh, I'm out here sagging my pants for the culture. Who the fuck is the culture? Huh? No, you talking that shit like a woman, like your mama would talk it. You just say the shit over and over again and people gravitate to it. And that's why you see people starting to, you know, grow out of stuff, because they like, yo, man, why the hell am I, what? Because see, one of the biggest things that I can tell is missing in Black America, and the reason why I say that, you know, the matriarchy is crumbling, there was a balance in the sense of even the kids would be like, hey, dog, you sound like a girl. You acting like a girl right now. Like, don't nobody think like that. Like, I don't think a lot of y'all realize there were a lot of kids who didn't play this game where, I'm not finna be a girl because you want me to be. You get what I'm saying? No, I'm not finna wear pink because you said so. No, I'm not finna get my hair colored. And don't get it twisted. I think the worst we did when I was a kid was either a Jerry curl or an S curl. And a lot of us grew out of that fast. Now you motherfuckers out here dyeing your hair, dyeing your nails, you know, and y'all don't realize it comes to a point now. A lot of you young people who become adults are starting to realize the only thing you know how to do is wear clothes and possibly get your hair done. And I'm gonna tell you how disheartening that is when you become a grown man. See, a lot of y'all, the men and the women, a lot of y'all have anxiety and issues, and y'all don't want to confront this. It's, I wanted to, my mama, how can I say this? My mama and them was easy parents. And I wanted the easy way. And now I'm an adult and I don't know what to do. I'm not prepared for life. And now I'm mad at the world. Now I'm anxious. Now I'm having a mental breakdown. Now I'm going through trauma. Now it's toxic. No, you just stalling. And the reason I know y'all stalling is because the way you got in this situation, the way to get out of that situation is do the complete opposite of what you've been doing. So for all of you people who just wasting time all day, you gotta make use of that time. For all you people who've been lazy, you got to do some work. For all you people who didn't want to learn, you got to start learning. It's the complete opposite. But a lot of y'all don't want to do that. So now what people are coming to grips with is, I was taught all wrong. And let me take it a step further, because I talked about this with the education. When you got teachers quitting school because you kids don't know how to act, let me tell you something. People, whether y'all know it or not, even the school system is examining the quote unquote matriarchy, whether it's black, white, or whatever. They examining it because because women came together and women was on women's team all these years because women were supposed to be the better parent. And these kids went to school and because there was a time in the 80s, even 90s, where you had guys, black guys, oh, my mama, I got in line because my mama, the football coach and the basketball coach, you don't want your mama living like that, do you? You don't want to, if you keep acting up, your mama gonna struggle. And then that would get people in line because, oh, I don't want my mama to struggle. My mama works so hard, my mama. See, them days over with. Because now the teachers are looking like these heifers don't raise their kids. we done catered this whole school system to women and women's empowerment and women being the head of household. And these kids gonna be so great because they're gonna be raised by women and taught by women. And now guess what? The women that got them don't want to raise them, and the women that got to teach them, they quitting because they like, I can't be around these badass kids. So now people got to look at the quote unquote matriarchy like, hey, because everybody knows what these kids and these adults need. What do the kids need? They ass whipped. That's what they need. They need their ass whipped. And even all you mothers and teachers are starting to go, this kid needs some discipline. Yeah, they need their ass whipped. And guess who else needs their ass whipped? You need your ass whipped too. Guess what? Your mama need her ass whipped too. Your sisters need their ass whipped too. So now we gotta go down that road. Same thing, when you see the adults, you're like, yo, man, what happened? Because see, this is what I mean earlier. A lot of the adults really, if you listen to more and more people talk, you hear less and less of blaming dad. For the last, when I think about 30 years from the 90s to now, I hear less and less people blaming their dad. And the reason why they can't is because they know like, I can't. How many dads told you, hey dog, take your ass to school, but you ain't want to listen. Go to this college, go to college. They ain't want to listen. Hey, go to trade school. They ain't want to listen. Go to the military. They ain't want to listen. See, a lot of y'all listen to your mamas tell y'all could be anything. You could do whatever you want to do, baby. You could be whatever you want to be, baby. You could just just believe in yourself. And that's why you goofy motherfuckers out here talking about, I gotta manifest. You know what manifest mean? I want to think about some shit but never do it. That's what it means. And that's what a lot of y'all been on. And it's starting to come to a head with y'all like, I've been manifesting for years. No, you haven't. You just been saying to yourself, you want to be rich for years, but your ass never wanted to put in the work. So why is it not happening? Because you're not doing shit. And you don't want to be around the people who tell you, yo, you're not doing shit. You got to do stuff to be in that position. No, I don't. It's going to happen because I'm going to manifest it and I'm going to will it into existence. What? So now you got adults starting to question, like, what am I doing? That's why when I said, when I was talking about us being overweight as a group, right? Think about it. Look at our society. We live in a society where you can eat yourself into obesity and get a round of applause for losing weight. Do you realize, if you realize how I was raised, don't nobody, I gained 100 pounds eating all the damn time. And guess what? I lost 100 pounds. It's the new me. Somebody be like, nigga, you wasn't supposed to gain 100 pounds in the first place. Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, I'm supposed to give you a pat on the back for doing some shit you shouldn't have did in the first place, and then you got it together? Man, get out my damn face. See, people don't realize that. People want to pat on the back for shit that, because at the end of the day, women have taught you that attention matters. Not being effective. You know what I'm saying? People taught you that being good looking beats being great. and that's not true. Nigga, what? Bro, the silent generation? No, y'all, the millennials were not raised by the silent generation. No. No. You look, no. No. Y'all, millennials are primarily raised by boomers. Millennials are primarily raised by boomers. So, but now we're at this point where you're dealing with people who can't deal with the harshness of life. And the reason, I get it. I just caught me off guard. My bad. You're dealing with people who can't deal with the harshness of life, and they don't know why they can't deal with it. They don't know why life is so hard. And here's the reason why life is so hard for a lot of y'all. Because you didn't put in the work when you were younger. That's why. Man, thanks, man. That's what really happened. A lot of y'all just didn't put in the work when you were younger. And you didn't want to. You know what? I'm gonna say it like this. When you look at, let's just say the NBA right now, right? You see a lot of players who are the son of either a former NBA player or a college player or something like that, right? Or a coach, right? You see that happening more and more. You're starting to see that happen in more sports, right? And the reason because people back in the day, it was a lot of guys coming from a single mother household. And the reason why you're seeing more and more guys become successful who are the son of this and the son of that is because a lot of y'all mamas would never push y'all. A lot of y'all mamas would never push y'all, ever. The fathers will push y'all. The fathers kept pushing y'all to be better and be greater. Yep, and part of it, Yeah. Grandparents that raise their grandchildren, but grandparents, look, grandparents are millennials or boomers. Grandparents are millennials or boomers. I would say your great grandparents probably will be the silent generation, if that shit. I don't know, silent generation. It might be. That'll be great grandparents. That would be great or great. Now that I think about it, but so now let me get back to this part of it because y'all not being pushed. Um, Basically, y'all don't know who to blame. Y'all kind of like you seeing guys, be successful, right, and go to the league, and then you seeing guys on YouTube playing in the park. And the big difference is the guys that were playing in the park just didn't want to listen. You start seeing people like I was looking at a dude on Instagram like yesterday, and he said something. He said, I forgot the guy's name, but he said when he was a kid, he used to watch guys, and watch the stories on guys that would be in the news and guys who played sports and they got, they got in trouble and lost their scholarship. They got in trouble and blew off their career. And he said, I used to look at him as a kid and be like, yo, how he stupid? How did he mess that up? How stupid you got to be to mess that up? And he said, but then by the time he got to college, he became the stupid person. And a lot of y'all don't realize, damn, I don't know that I'm the stupid person because I've been taught that being stupid is okay. What I mean is this. A lot of y'all a lot of people who were raised in the matriarchy, the gynocracy, that's the reason why you see a lot of late bloomers in society. That's the reason why a lot of y'all, y'all are adults in age, but y'all ain't done adult shit yet. And y'all are nervous about living a grown life because y'all wasn't raised to be grown. Y'all was raised to be children. Because a lot of folks don't realize, your mama them still living in the fantasy. Your mama them still 50 years old, hoping that a guy come and save them. Your mama them still looking at Tyler Perry movies, trying to find the villain and the hero and trying to make it to their life. Your mama them still on the phone gossiping every goddamn day. Ain't doing a damn thing. See what I'm saying? Like we're at that part. So now we're here, we are the children. It's crazy, right? Because now a lot of y'all don't want to, when people play that game, you living in your mama's basement. If you living in your mama's basement, that means your mama didn't teach you nothing. Mama didn't teach you nothing. It's not like, that's what I mean. Like now it's not fatherlessness. That's the issue. I can't say it. I can't, at this particular point, when you have kids, let me rewind this a little bit. When you have young men, would you have, let me do it this way. You have millennials and zillennials. Millennials and Gen Z. Boys are like not wanting to have kids because they already know how the system is. They already know, oh man, I don't have no kids because I don't want to deal with this baby mama bullshit in these courts and this shit. You know how they know? Because they was the kid. And a lot of these kids was in on it. See, a lot of these kids like let me say, Boosie's daughter, the one that went ham, right? That one that started dissing him. A lot of adults were just like that. That's why I say it's not fatherlessness. A lot of you kids, and let me rewind this. A lot of y'all kids may not remember this. A lot of y'all kids, y'all dad went to court. Your dad went to the police. Your dad went to the child protective services, to get you. And a lot of y'all gotten some shit with y'all mom. I hate to say a lot, but I'm gonna just say a lot. There are a lot of kids who mama got them in some shit. And the possibility of mom losing custody to dad was actually a real possibility. And a lot of you kids, when y'all were young to when y'all were teenagers, your mama finessed you in the stand, and some of y'all, you know, y'all was in on it. Like, well, if I stay with you, okay, if I tell this lie for you, that means I can stay up later at night, right? I could go to the party I want to go to. See, a lot of y'all play these games, and see, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people became adults, and because I've run into too many people in my day-to-day life, not even online, in my day-to-day life, who be like, man, I should have lived with my dad. I had a chance to. I should have lived with my dad. I did. My life would have been better if I'd have lived with my dad. And this is why I'm saying it's a examining a crumbling matriarchy, because you don't realize how. I think Black America don't realize how many Black adults are at that point. Like, my life would have been better if I'd have been with my dad. Like, they fucked. They really are. They like, God damn. Because now as adults, they be like, because this is what I see in society. You see people go, yeah, you see kids in their 20s, the kids, but you see young men and women in their 20s and 30s, and they're sitting there, and they got other friends. They got other peers. They're not even friends. Peers in their 20s and 30s. And they're like, yo, how did you get in this position? It's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This, and this. And in their mind, they're like, that's all the shit that I was fighting against. So you did everything that they told me to do that I was fighting against, and you here and I'm here. And normally the person that tells them to do X, Y, and Z to be successful is usually the dad or the dad side of the family. That's why you're seeing less successful Black people, you know, now, or less greatness now. Because y'all don't realize a lot of the females, and I'm gonna say this for Black women, y'all don't realize how many Black women went down a journey to be great and wound up by their damn selves. And I'm not even talking about in relationships. I'm talking about with family. It doesn't dawn on y'all how many Black women messed around and said, look, I want to be this in life. And just like the boys figured out these people ain't gonna help me, the girls figured out these people ain't gonna help me. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, what the so then the girls like, yo, I got an issue. Because y'all don't know how many girls will be like, man, they just wanted me to get pregnant and da-da-da-da. They thought it was okay that I dated this type of guy and that type of guy. They was cool with that. Because see, and I'm going to say this even with some of the fathers out here. And this is for a particular type. Some of you fathers were womanizers. You were mama's boys who grew up to be womanizers. Because I don't forget these kind of people. You was mama's boys who grew up to be womanizers. And then your ass had a daughter. And basically, you didn't have a problem with your daughter getting slutted out. See, I've been around the block. And when I mean I've been around the block, normally fathers will not let their daughter have a boyfriend in the house with them. And if they become adults, the boy could come visit, he can't spend the night. But see, you fathers that's womanizers, oh, your daughter could get fucked 2 rooms over and you don't care. Cause you just like, you a girl mentally. And I say that for another reason, because a lot of y'all don't realize, just like you, is a lot of mothers out here. Is a lot of mothers out here letting your teenage son keep a girl over. You know what I'm saying? Oh, your teenage son going over a girl house in the middle of the night. It's like, hey man, what the fuck is wrong with you? You gonna get that little boy shot. But we play this game like, where is this lack of morality coming from? It's usually coming from the matriarchy. The same people who so heavy in the church and God is all on their side and all the pastors praising, they're the same ones teaching all of this dysfunction. Because what you see, unfortunately, with women is there's no black and white with a lot of women. It's all gray area. There is no right and wrong. So even when you hear men nowadays play that game, well, it's not really wrong if you do that. It's a little bit. It could be viewed as wrong, but it's not. It's like, oh, yo, you a bitch ass nigga. I get it now. See, guys, guys will be like, hey man, if a girl cheating, she a cheater. I'm gonna get rid of her. If a woman, he a cheater, well, I just I love him. No. Guys like men like, nah, I don't love your ass that much. Nope. You got to go. That's why a minute ago I brought out the womanizer. The womanizer, the reason why he's a womanizer, because he was taught by women and thinks like a woman. I could do a bunch of bullshit to you, but if I give you something shiny and appeal to your feelings, you're going to always come back. It's like, y'all tripping. So now people are starting to deal with this concept of there's a hard line. There's a hard line in life. Yeah, oh my God. There's a hard line in life now where people are starting to go, this is right and this is wrong. Because part of looking at the matriarchy with a side eye is this. And I hate to say this, but it's got a lot of y'all don't want to hear it. And I know this to be true, and I know it's probably gonna happen soon in my life. A lot of y'all don't realize, it took y'all years to realize your mama stopped loving you when the last child support check hit. That's what happened. And a lot of y'all is hard pressed to deal with that. A lot of y'all have a hard time. Oh, you know what I'm saying? We fell out when I was around 18, 19, about 20, we fell out. Yep. You was 18? Yep. When does child support end in your state? 18 years old? Yep. That's when your mama stopped loving you. You was 19? Yep. When does child support end in your state? When you was 19? Yep. That's when your mama stopped loving you. You was 20? Yep. You was in college, huh? Yep. Because your last child support payment hit that second year of college because the dad was on the hook for that for up until 20. That's when your mama stopped loving you. Why was that? Oh, because it was her turn to foot the bill. So see, a lot of people start examining like, oh, what the fuck? Man, like, where's the love? And it's like, yeah, you was never loved, dog. Like, let me expand this a little bit. For all you people who ran to the street and gang life because we a family, the vast majority of y'all came from a single mother household. And the reason why y'all got in the streets because y'all accustomed to fake love. Because them gangs don't love your dumb ass either. They gave you the same fake love that your mama gave you. And you fell for a hook, line, and sinker. You ran out of mama's house because you realized she ain't love you, so I'm going to run to the streets. And you ran to the gangs. And guess what? The gangs ain't love your dumb ass. And then it took you another 5-10 years to realize that. So now you got to examine like, yo, why am I susceptible to all this shit? Why? And it's like, oh, it's easy, bro. Cause you was raised, you drank the Kool-Aid of the matriarchy. That's why. That's why you keep being in these situations. So no, it's no way around it. For you ladies, y'all like all y'all was hearing all y'all life. These men ain't shit. These men ain't nothing. These men ain't gonna be nothing. These men gonna use you. These men gonna abuse you. And like, little girl, you 13. What the fuck is you talking about these men? You ain't dealing with men. Sorry. You dealing with 8th graders. Sit your stupid ass down. So now, from 6th grade to adulthood, you were raised to these men are my enemy. I need to do it for myself because these men ain't no good. And then you don't realize the reason why you 30 and 40 and by yourself is because you an asshole. That's why, because your mama them raised you to be an asshole for some imaginary man, and not every man you met, I can't say every, the vast majority of men you met, you was an asshole to them. And when you stop being cute, they stop talking to you. And I see this all the time. Because you even see it on YouTube all the time. You could see the she grown, but you could tell by her demeanor she had a bad attitude for at least 10, 15 years. 10, 15, just bad attitude. And it never, because you rarely see these women say, I had a bad attitude. I was a jerk. I was fucking over men. And the reason why you can't find a good man, because a good man don't want to be around you. You ran all the good men off. And then it don't dawn to you. Then you come home and you see your mama and your sister and your auntie and everybody is alone and everybody is bitter. And then it dawns on you as an adult, like, wait a minute. They ain't never had no fucking man. When they were telling me these men wasn't shit, they ain't have a man. They never had a man. So who are they talking about? Now it dawns on you. See, it didn't dawn on you when you was in high school and you was going to homecoming with your date and you was an asshole to him. It didn't dawn on you when it was prom and you was an asshole to your date. It didn't dawn on you when you was in college and he was an asshole to most of the guys who liked your ass. It didn't dawn on you when you was an adult and you got your job and I can take care of myself and I'm in my apartment and you was an asshole to the dudes who asked you out on a date. But guess when it dawned on you? When that phone stopped ringing. That's when it dawned on you, when that phone stopped ringing. And now it's like, oh, shit. I'm about the same age my mama was when nobody talked to her. There you go. There you go. And then you got to start looking at the matriarchy like, what the hell these teach me? I want this man to take me to Ruth Chris and I can't make this man a bowl of cereal? What the hell did they teach me? Yep. There you go. There you go. See, y'all, like, you ladies, y'all, like, as a man, I don't feel for you when I say this. See, as a man, I know how y'all feel when in pictures, that you lean to the side and you showing your ass. It used to get a lot of likes and now it don't. You've been showing your ass on your Instagram and Facebook for 3 months straight and it's kind of dry. And you're like, wait, damn, they don't even think I'm thick no more. They still think you thick. They just don't like your punk ass. That's what that is. That's what that is. Because you ain't figured out that you was an asshole yet. That's where we're at. So now it's like we got to examine the crumbling matriarchy. So now it's like, oh, we got a problem. We got a problem. Yeah. We do have a problem. We got a problem now. And now you thinking to yourself, damn, man, who fucked me up like this? Because I see it, I'm seeing it more and more and more. Men are talking about it. Women are talking about it. Who broke your heart? My mama. Who did you? My mama. Ah. So now people are looking at it like, man, what did they teach us? See, even and one of the reasons I got to talk about this, because even with this upcoming election, a lot of y'all don't, one of the underlying issues is if you black men ain't doing what black women say, we losing we didn't lost the black community. If we can't control your vote, see, you got to understand something. The black male vote is probably the last bastion of brainwashing. And the reason why I say it is because it is. Black women that don't like you, in and out of your family, that you don't know, would tell you which way you should vote out of the blue. And you just go, okay. Now, it's like, what the fuck is you talking to? Like, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, you don't even know what I want to, you don't even know if I'm into politics. I might not even vote. The fuck is you telling me to do something for? Like, I don't even know you. Because now you're getting this pushback where people have lived a life to know that the matriarchy didn't love them like that. It didn't love them like that. You get what I'm saying? So now it's like, oh shit, what we gonna do? What we gonna do now? And it's like, hey, we're gonna do whatever we want to do. When I saw the clip of the drum major at Jackson State, the young brother said he went to Target to get some stuff, and the girl posted him on TikTok as a stalker. When he normally a dude wouldn't get online and respond, and when he did, his response was like, "Oh damn, damn." Like he just was out there minding his business, and this is what y'all do to him? This how y'all treat him? And it's like, yep, this is what happened. So now and now you get people in the black community like, yo, man, like you out of line. And it wasn't the young lady's it wasn't the young lady posting it that was the issue. It was the young lady taking it down and reposting it and cutting the comments off because it looks like she just wanted the attention. So now you're at that space where people are starting to go, oh man, she want the attention so bad she willing to throw this brother under the bus. But not only that, once again, social media makes you look at the matriarchy, because it's like the shit that these women say in these comments is so foul and out of pocket, and it's so prevalent that you got to go, oh, but because you can click on the names, depending on what site you're on, you click on the name or the link, and it's a person's profile, then you see she a mother, and you're like, this bitch, what the fuck, this bitch. She ran with this lie, and she's a mother. Oh my God! Like, what was the young lady, the young woman that was in the politics, and she was part of the black woman's, like, black girl magic. She's part of black girl magic and empowering black women, and she didn't even have a daughter. She had a fucking son. She does have a son. She doesn't have a daughter. She has a son. She ain't done shit to empower her son, but she all black girl magicked out. And I'm like, oh. So now the black community got to look at it like, wait a minute, lady, you not even looking out. You worried about the girls more than your own son? Let me preface this again. That was a part of BLM, Black Lives Matter, because it was a whole like LGBTQ. I'm sick of all them damn letters agenda, because people forgot, like, when Black Lives Matter became an organization, it was ran by like a bunch of lesbians. And I remember my aunt, called me about it, like, yo, Black Lives Matter, da, 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 da. And I said, look, Auntie, you need to look at the website. And she's like, for what? I said, look at the website. They're going to tell you what they own. And then she read it, and she was like, they talking about they don't need a man and they need a black family and this, that, and the third. It could be run by women. She's like, wait a minute, this ain't what I signed up for. I said, yes, it is. Because if people remember when that happened, people started flooding the site to see what was going on. No, it was black lesbians. And then they took that part off the site and they redid their mission statement. But for a lot of people, it turned off like, oh, okay, that's enough. Because that's what I mean by you started examining the quote unquote black matriarchy. Like, these women just think they can do whatever the fuck they want. Okay. You know, so exactly. So now this keeps happening over and over and over and over and over again. And it's like, yo, well, what's the black community's gonna do about it? Like, why is the black community suffering? And it's like, yeah, because it is. See, people think it's the people assumed that the black community will be great and prosperous if you just get rid of all the bad black men. And the problem with that idea was a lot of black women just made all black men the bad black man. So now look at how you're looking in society. Like now when you see all of these, you see black women talking about, yo, y'all, now we're on a Zeus network looking crazy. Now we're all on whatever, housewives of this looking crazy, love and hip hop looking crazy, music videos looking crazy. Then you got women on just regular television, CNN shows looking crazy. Bringing Angela Rye to the Breakfast Club looking crazy, right? Women on TV talk shows, black women just looking, just having this, and we having this bad agenda all day long. Like, yeah, is it BT, The View? Like, it's all of this looking crazy. And now people are starting to put two and two together. Oh yeah, this was the reason. I forgot this. I'm sorry. So if y'all didn't know, I forget if it was People or US Weekly. But there's a magazine. I want to say it might be People or US Weekly. It might be US Weekly or something. Where, it could be Essence or Ebony. I don't fucking know. Keke Palmer's on the cover. Keke Palmer is on the cover of this magazine talking about she just got out of her abusive relationship. And and I looked at the cover and I read this cover. I said, this bitch did all of this trifling shit. And we're gonna act like she didn't because she on the cover of a magazine. Now she gonna throw this guy under the bus again. After you got caught lying on this dude the first time, you gonna let it just go. We're gonna let it die down, and now I'm gonna go on the cover of a magazine and act like I'm a fucking victim of domestic violence or some shit. I'm like, so the reason why I say you giving a side eye, because now people are seeing this over and over and over again. And they're seeing a lot of mothers over and over and over again. And it's like, yo, nah. Yeah. He's talking about Joy Reid. Yeah, she crazy as hell. But you're seeing this over and over and over again. And the problem with it is, black mothers are arrogant. The black matriarch is arrogant to the point where, you can be caught on film. You can be caught, lying on an audio. You could be on the news, caught up, right? And then come back and act like ain't nothing happened. And people are like, no, bitch, something happened. See, back in the day, that wasn't, if something happened publicly, that was a wrap. People saw it one time, a lot of times, and there was no backstory. There was no, later on, we found out the truth. That shit took years. But now, because of technology and social media, what you're basically seeing is, on a small scale and on a large scale, is you're seeing the just onlooking people, you're seeing family, friends, you're seeing the children be able to see what was going on at this time period, and years later grow up and go, oh shit, yeah, that's how people saw that. That's not how it was. Because a lot of people don't think about it. How many of these videos have you seen a woman acting up on social media? Just cutting up on social media, and they had a kid. Some of them kids is teenagers, and some of them kids is grown now. You get what I'm saying? So even when people have these stories about what was going on here, what was going there, y'all can't scrub the internet. See, a lot of y'all don't realize y'all can't scrub the internet, because people done downloaded shit. So now now people are starting to put two and two together, like, oh man, oh, I got a bad temper because my mama got a bad temper. I got a hard head because my mama got a hard head. I don't like discipline because my mama don't like discipline. You get what I'm saying? I don't like structure because my mama don't like structure. I'm quitting jobs all the time because my mama was quitting all kinds of jobs because she was black and she's a woman and she can fit both categories, so she can get another job. And now that they didn't kind of gutted affirmative action, that shit don't work like that no more. See, a lot of y'all don't realize part of y'all quiet quitting every goddamn thing is because your mama quit a bunch of shit, got a damn jobs too. Now you quitting thinking it's gonna be okay, and then your ass finna wind up homeless. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So now it's like all these stories keep coming out over and over and over again. And now people are like, yo, what am I to do? What am I to do? Because I'm gonna tell you another thing that just keeps popping up. A lot of y'all don't see it, but it keeps popping up. Well, a lot of y'all see it, but I'm saying it doesn't come across people's radar. If you look at social media enough, you're gonna start noticing something. There are a lot of kids and adults that fuck with their daddy. They fuck with their daddy, whether he was in the house or not. They fuck with their daddy. They're like, man, that's my guy. Some of them in their whole life, and some of them when they became adults. Now they fuck with their dad. But if you pay attention, you see a lot of people in comment sections who, still hitting people with that's your mama though. No matter what, that's your mama. Then your mama's your mama. You only get one mama. Da 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 da. And the reason why that keeps coming up is because a bunch of mothers keep getting caught up. They keep getting caught up. The matriarchy keeps getting caught up. And you got people who are doing the same shit, trying to brainwash their kids, and now they seeing how that shit finna work out for them in 10 years, and then they trying to guilt somebody into going back. It's like, it's not working no more. It's not working as much. And it's crazy that and it's crazy that I gotta say this, but a lot of mothers a lot of mothers publicly didn't make it good for themselves. Like Alice Walker, the woman who wrote The Color Purple, her daughter came out and just disrespected, like, man, forget this fool. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, even let's just go with Kim Kardashian. People look at Kim Kardashian's mom as a pimp for pimping out her daughters. You get what I'm saying? Tokyo Tony, Black China's mama. Like, damn, that's your mama? Lil Scrappy's mama. Like, god damn, like, what the fuck? Kobe's mama. Like, god damn, lady, what is your problem? Like, you get what I'm saying? There's a host of other athletes and entertainers that you've seen public stories of them and their mother falling out because mom was doing too much. So now we're at that point where people are like, nah, it's the matriarchy, dog. These women out of pocket. It's way too many stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was y'all, I would be more like Floyd Mayweather, because a lot of people don't realize Floyd Mayweather loved his mother. He loved the shit out of his mom. He spoiled his mom. But when he would talk about his parents, um, his successes really came from his father and his uncle and his uncles. So his father's side of the family is really why he's successful. His mother is kind of the inspiration that made him work hard because, you know, mama was basically a crackhead. But he kind of, over the years as he gotten older, he showed more love to his father because he started to realize, like, damn, nigga, like, I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for my dad. See, and a lot of people's favorite celebrities, yeah, thank you, Terrence Crawford mama, wow, that's wild. But Bud and they still bump heads to this day. I know people don't realize that, but they still bump heads. Chad Johnson when his mama was alive, like who? So you started seeing the mothers aren't, mothers of black mothers have not been this deity that we've propped up, not in the generations that are current. So because of that, people are like, yo, man, this matriarchy is fucking up. And now, it's losing less and less credibility. With the all the paternity scandals, from Jerry Springer to Maury Povich, like paternity court, Judge Mathis, all these paternity scandals that keep coming out over and over and over again. People are like, oh, damn. Because it's sad, like when I've seen so many, even when you look at stuff like paternity court, when you see so many adults who are trying to figure out as adults if that's their dad or not. And sometimes that is their dad. But it's disheartening when you see these stories, these, people 20, 30, 20 something, 30 something years old, and they pissed off at this man because you ain't been around me my whole life and I don't like you, blah, blah, blah. And then they hear you are not the father. Now they didn't wasted 20 something, 30 something years of their life being angry at a person for no damn reason. And then they just look at their mama, and mama play that. That's the only person I slept with. I don't know what the test said. I mean, it can't be true. It can't be because he the only one. Mama, who my daddy? It gotta be. I don't know. Or you had the ones that go, yeah, I know who your dad is. Yeah, I know who he is. I know. But for 20 something, 30 years, you've been knowing, but I've been pissed off at him. Yes, like you said, Kurt Franklin. It just don't make no damn sense. So now people are seeing this stuff over and over and over. And when people used to play this game where, oh, that's like, that just happened every now and then. It's something rare. That doesn't happen as often as you think. And then you looking around and you like, shit, this happened a lot. I remember making a video a while back telling some of y'all don't be telling people like if y'all if y'all do them let me find my ancestry DNA test online with what is that 23andMe, whatever. Some of you motherfuckers gonna find out that somebody in your family ain't in your family, or you ain't really in your family like you thought. You're gonna have some siblings. You're like, wait a minute, how the fuck? What? Wait, what? Is it? People don't realize that, but it happens a lot now. I'm taking my ancestry. How am I matching to this person? Why are we such a match? I don't even know this motherfucker. Oh, because that's your real brother and your real sister. How come my brother don't pop up on here, but this girl pop up on here? Because that ain't your brother, bitch. That's why. And then it's like, oh my God. Now you had these, had these stories like, man, well, your mama, we kind of just went with it because, your mama was, we thought it was him. We didn't know, we wasn't for sure. Like, oh, okay. See, now we have to deal with that. We have to deal with the hordes of, the women who've, I hate to say this, man. Like these next two things I'm about to talk about, I really don't like to talk about this, but it's part of the problem. You know, all the mothers out here, who had abortions. Sometimes when you were younger, your family made you do it, and some of y'all that's what y'all was doing, because y'all was trying to hide what y'all was doing. And some of y'all started using abortions as a form of contraceptive, right? You know, so then y'all became mothers, and then what? Then you had all these damn abortions, and then some of y'all, you know, you got on, then gave your kids up for adoption, and I say that's a small percentage. Y'all done gave your kids up for adoption, but a lot of y'all who gave your kids up for adoption that are women, y'all didn't get the father didn't sign off on that shit. Y'all just gave the kid up. So that's a whole nother area of people looking at you sideways, because a lot of y'all don't realize these kids grow up and then they reach out and they find their parents, and the mother, oh, I love you, I always love you, and it's like, okay. And then why my daddy? And the dad be like, dog, I didn't even fucking know they gave you to adoption agency. I couldn't do nothing about it. So then you got to be like, oh damn, mom, you knew you could have gave me to him, but you just gave me to that. Okay, so it's a whole nother aspect, because that happens too often, to the point they was having news stories about it. To the point where we have that little, you could drop a baby off at a fucking fire station in a box and just hands off, no questions asked. But if the father ever find out, he'd be like, what the fuck? My baby got dropped off at a fire station. What the hell? So now it comes to that point where you have adults growing up and going, oh shit. Like, mama could do whatever she wants. And it's like, yeah, it's a problem. You know? So it's crazy. I'm trying to. So it's like, it's a problem. So now, I'm gonna start to shut it down, because I didn't realize I was only 2 fucking hours. So as the church folks would say, it's something that's on my heart. So part of this is you got to talk about stuff like this, because people don't want to say, why the quote unquote matriarchy is having an issue. You know what? Let me say this also. I should have did this in another video. I was talking to my wife about this, and I said, women aren't good at breakups, because I saw Saints put that they do it despite the father. I was like, women aren't good at breakups. She's like, what you mean? I said, let me say this to you. You can break up with a woman, and y'all think it's fair game to take a kid and disappear. Y'all think it's fair game to drain a motherfucker bank account and walk off and act like, oh, I got cheated on. Y'all think it's fair game to destroy somebody's property or get somebody fired. I said, so I was telling my wife, I said, so let's just say me, I felt like, if I was like, so the reverse is, let's just say I caught you cheating. She's like, okay. And I go to the bank account and I take everything out and I disappear. Everything you ever worked for, all your savings, everything you ever worked for, I just take it and disappear. And my my reason is, you cheated on me. You shouldn't have did that. And she just looked. She was like, yeah, that's definitely bullshit. And then she saw a video with one of the comedians who had that skit where his ex-wife took all his money. And she was like, oh yeah, that's crazy. I said, yeah, that's crazy. And you get women go, oh, that's half and this and that. It's like, nah, nah. So the reason that's important is because, you shit, I know black women who did that type of shit. Oh, there's more black women than you think did that type of shit. You know, you trust me, if you start looking at this shit up on YouTube and it'll get in your algorithm, you're gonna see a whole lot of shit. You'll see a whole lot of shit. I didn't know. Oh, so it's that type of stuff. And even, part of like nobody's making an excuse anymore. That's a part of the issue. Like, when the matriarchy is doing foul stuff, nobody's nobody's taking nobody cares about the excuse anymore. Nobody wants to hear, oh, I got cheated on, oh, my feelings hurt, oh, I'm depressed, oh, I'm postpartum, oh, you know, I had to fight all my life. I don't know, nobody want to hear that shit, you know, because oh, I dealt with trauma. Nobody want to hear that. It's over with. Like, that was part of the, even with the Kevin Samuels thing, that's part of, examining the crumbling matriarchy. When you started hearing the same type of bullshit over and over and over again, no matter which age or which class these women was in, it's like, yep, yep. Whether they were single, whether they, whether they were mothers, whether they were, divorced, whether they were young, whether they were old, it was like, it's the same bullshit. So now people are going, okay, that's enough. I'm done. I'm done. Because there have to be some type of decorum and integrity. In the matriarchy, our matriarchy doesn't have integrity. It doesn't have ethics. But and when you see the guys who are raised in these situations and the girls who are raised in these situations, they don't have ethics. They don't have integrity. They don't have morals. That's why you see these people, playing this game where I could lie, I could cheat, I could steal, and I just walk off like it's all good. And I'll be like, hey man, y'all finna get yourselves killed out here. Because I know where you learned that you could lie, cheat, and steal, and and throw dirt on somebody's name, and then just go and think you could just walk off and say checkmate, and nothing's supposed to happen to you. But that's not the world we live in, dog. What's gonna happen is somebody gonna see you. All this I can do personal shit to you to destroy you personally, but I can say, oh, that's not personal, and I was just trying to. No, hell no. Them days is over with. And people are looking at the matriarchy that way because it's like, how many people got destroyed on these lies? Even kind of somebody brought up Me Too earlier. How many of these women got caught lying on these guys? How many women have got caught in the last 10 years because of technology and social media lying on men? And when they got caught, because when they initially said he did something, everybody ran with it. The men, the women, oh, evil. And then all the evidence come out and then people go, yeah, oh, my bad. How many times you seen that? Guys lose their jobs. Guys lose their careers. Guys get kicked out of school. Guys lose their scholarships. Guys lose their businesses. And then people go, oh, it was a lie? Oops, my bad. What's going to happen to the woman that got caught lying? Oh, nothing. So now people are looking at it like, okay, all right, we see that it's all good with y'all. So now, people look at the matriarchy like, oh, okay, this what y'all on? No problem. No problem. So, I ended there. I got things to do. Really, I'm going back. I'm going to bed. I got work in the morning. But I appreciate y'all for rocking with me for these hours, man. Yeah, like, share. Let me see what this comment says real quick. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So like, share, subscribe. Catch y'all on the next one. Here's the outro. Peace.
It looks like a job for Superman.
Do this,
Spoken from the lips of the young or the old, there are many.
Yeah. Gotta put it all in.
And there are Supermen.
All the way.
I guess I'm taking off the cake through the glasses in the trash. Being super is great, saving y'all is such a drag. Even God took the break, me I ain't coming back. I got one life to live, if you don't like it, that's your ass. Cause nobody saved me, plus when I'm drunk, I'm just a peon. I could use somebody just like I'm the kings of neon. This world is cold as ice, mixed with salt, mixed with freon. They got me pissed off, but that's better than being peed on. For eons, human beings took kindness for weakness. When you constipated, you start to appreciate shit. Put before you life and death, and you just gotta choose. The kryptonite life means you still follow the rules. If your credit's messed up or your bills ain't paid, then it's getting disconnected. Can't nobody say the day. And I can fly, leave a building in a single bound. But I can't stand fair weather friends, and I just fly around. My super friends is Justice League. Only folk I kick it with. Kill Lex Luthor, so what? We had to finish it. Kids play games and adults play for keeps. And me, I play to win, but I ain't playing in these streets. And life is not a joke. Then again, it ain't this serious. Superman can say the day, but God can say the Superman. Saga of the kryptonite, life just ended. You enjoy listening? Man, I'll finish it.
Lois, come holler at me. I got an ice couch. Thank you for coming out, listening. I knew you would like it because we made it. I'm so frigid and so fly.